Most of us probably had a favorite toy when we were kids, right? That one stuffed animal or doll that we told all our secrets to. But what if that friend wasn't so silent? What if it held on to something long after we were gone? Well, today we're diving into the story of a doll that did exactly that. And it asks a really, really chilling question. This question right here is at the very heart of one of Japan's most famous and, honestly, most unsettling legends. And it's a story that doesn't start with horror. It starts with love. And it completely blurs the line between a cherished memory and an absolute nightmare. So let's go back. Picture this. It's Japan over a century ago in 1918. And our story begins with a simple act of brotherly love, an act that would, completely by accident, unleash a haunting that is still going on to this day. So first up, we're going to talk about a gift for a little girl named Kikuko. We're starting with the Suzuki family and a really simple desire, just to see a little sister smile on her birthday. Okay, so meet the family. We've got Aikichi Suzuki. He's a devoted 17-year-old brother. And then there's his little sister, Kikuko, who's about to turn 4. The thing is, their family was very poor. And with her birthday coming up, Kikuko's one wish for a beautiful doll, it just seemed impossible. Her parents had to tell her no. But Aikichi, he just couldn't stand to see her so sad. So Ikichi got to work. He spent a whole month doing odd jobs, saving every single yen he could. And then, in a shop window, he found it. It was this traditional Japanese doll, but there was something different about it. It had this peaceful face, but its dark eyes, they kind of felt like they were watching everything. It was perfect. And when he gave it to Kikuko on her birthday, she was absolutely thrilled. She named the doll Okiku. And that doll, Okiku, became Kikuko's shadow. They were totally inseparable. But this innocent happiness was about to be cut tragically short, and the doll's place in the family was going to change forever. A single mosquito bite led to a very sudden, very severe case of malaria. And just like that, with shocking speed, little Kikuko was gone. And when she passed away, she was holding her beloved Okiku doll, clutching it tight in her arms. Now, in Japanese tradition, there's this belief that a person's most cherished possessions can hold a piece of their spirit, so they're often cremated with them. The family, of course, wanted to do this for Kikuko and her doll, but for some reason, and the reason's been lost to time, they were denied permission. The doll had to stay. So they placed it on a memorial shelf in their home, a constant, heartbreaking reminder of their lost daughter. And it's right here, with that doll sitting on that shelf, that the family's grief started to mix with this creeping, unexplainable fear. One night, Ikichi was woken up by these faint sounds, and it sounded just like his sister, Kikuko, like she was whispering and then softly laughing. He got up to check, but of course, no one was there. Soon, his parents started hearing it too. Then one day, he comes home, and all of his sister's old drawings are scattered all over the floor, with the Okiku doll lying right in the middle of them. But it wasn't just the sounds and the drawings. As Ikichi went to put the doll back on its shelf, he noticed something. Something impossible. The doll's hair. It had been cut to neck length when he bought it, but now it was hanging all the way down to its shoulders. It had grown. And we're not just talking about length here. The hair itself was changing. The color was shifting from black to a kind of brownish. It was developing split ends, and when they touched it, it felt unnervingly real, like actual human hair. His parents thought he was just seeing things. His mother, probably just desperate for things to be normal again, grabbed a pair of scissors and cut the doll's hair right back to its original length. It was the single biggest mistake she could have made. Because the second that hair was cut, everything escalated. These strange little events turned into outright terror, and the family's life basically descended into a living hell. That very night, Aikichi's mother had a nightmare that the doll was sitting on her chest. She woke up screaming. Soon, the entire family was having the exact same dreams. These horrible nightmares where Okiku was trying to hurt them, to kill them. And during the day, they'd see its head turn on its own. They swore they saw its eyelids blink. The father, just terrified, decided this had to end. He took the doll out to a field and buried it deep in the ground. That night, this deafening bang on the front door jolts them all awake. Then another and another, getting so violent the whole house starts to shake. And then
Silence. With his hands trembling, the father opens the door, and there it was. Okiku, standing on their doorstep. Before he could even scream, the doll's hair, now longer than it had ever been, just shot out like these living tendrils. They wrapped around his throat, tightening, choking the life right out of him. He just collapsed, gasping for air. So his mother is trying to pull the hair away. It's not working. And Ikichi, just in this moment of pure desperation, screams his sister's name, Kikuko. And instantly, the doll just went limp. The hair fell away. His father could breathe again. They knew right then and there they were trapped. And this wasn't some haunting that just lasted for a few weeks or months. Anytime they tried to get rid of the doll, it just made things worse. They had no choice. They had to live with it. For 20 years. Think about that. For 2 decades, the Suzuki family lived in constant, unimaginable fear. Every single year, as the anniversary of Kikuko's death got closer, the activity would just become unbearable. They called in exorcists, monks, nothing worked. Finally, after 20 years of this torment, they were just defeated. The family surrendered the Okiku doll to the care of the monks at the Monanji Buddhist temple in Hokkaido. But even the monks, after trying everything they could not cleanse the object. It's still there, to this very day. Contained, maybe, but definitely not cured. But the story doesn't actually end there. The doll isn't just sitting quietly in a case. It's still changing. The monks at the temple have to keep trimming its hair as it grows. And recently, visitors and the monks themselves have reported something even more disturbing. The doll's once closed mouth is slowly starting to open. And inside, tiny, human-like teeth have begun to grow. And that leaves us with one final, truly haunting question. Is the thing inside the Okiku doll still the lonely spirit of a little girl who just can't let go of her favorite toy? Or, over the last 100 years, has something far older and far more malevolent taken her place?